Keenan Shanholtz here, West Virginia Land and Home Realty on lot 29 in Hidden Hollows. And what I want to show in this video is this is Fox's Hollow Road here. This is the county state maintained road down here. And the property has about 200 yards of frontage on Fox's Hollow Road. And so you can come into the property, you know, from down in the bottom here. If you did want to build something down here, I mean, I think the building site's up on the hill up there. But there is, you can see the owners mowed a path in here and stuff. And there's also electric down here that runs through. But just look at the size of this oak tree down here. It's gigantic. But so you just kind of come in here like this. And this bottom here, so kind of what makes this lot unique, there's probably at least 2 or 3 acres in this bottom down here that if you ever did want to have livestock or anything like that, you know, this field would clean up pretty easy. I mean, it's got some autumn olives and stuff in here, which is these bushes, you know, that could be cleaned up and you could have some pasture down here, you know, or if you wanted to have a garden or whatever, there's certainly space to do it down here and everything. But yeah, you can see kind of how it runs down through here and the little creeks down here as well. But most lots aren't going to have this feature, you know, where they have, you know, any kind of pasture at all with them whatsoever, but this one does. So I'll just keep taking videos as I go. Keenan Shanholtz here again, West Virginia Land and Home Realty on lot 29 Hidden Hollows. And I just wanted to show you the little trinkle of a little stream or brook, whatever you want to call it, that kind of runs through here along these trees. But I just walked, you know, through the field here. The owner's got a path that he uses through here. And there's even a little footbridge, and I'm standing on a couple 2x4s or whatever. But this just kind of comes through here. Now, of course, where the shed is and the build site's going to be up on top of the hill this way. But one thing I wanted to show you while I got you down here is there are some really old massive oak trees on this lot. Now this is a lot of cedars and stuff down here, but just check out that oak tree right there. It is gigantic. I mean, that thing is old as time right there, and it's right down here by the stream bed. But I'll just keep shooting as we go. This is a neat lot. Keenan Shanholtz here again, West Virginia Land and Home Realty on lot 29 in Hidden Hollows. And this lot just kind of gets better as you go. It's really, really neat. But I started my video out there along Fox's Hollow Road, followed the little mowed path, came across the stream, and it brings you through like a cedar thicket. This is like a cedar thicket in here that lays against this side of the hill. So it smells great. It's great cover for game and stuff. And then if you're looking at the aerial photo of this thing, you'll see a little clearing in on this hillside. And see over across the little hollow, there's an old barn there and a little shed that the neighbor has, which is right across the property line down there. But you have this little cleared hillside in here, and you can see the view's pretty awesome looking into Romney Mountain, which is what that is there. But there's a couple gigantic walnut trees right here, black walnuts. And I mean, they are just loaded with walnuts. I mean, you see the big old green walnuts hanging there. And then as you kind of come through here, now where you're going to build at is kind of up here on this ridge that you're going to get to through the gate, through Hamilton Estates. Now, the way I've come into this, you know, off of Fox's Hollow Road. But like when you go through the gate in Hamilton and go back to the end of the cul-de-sac, I mean, the building site's going to be on this ridge up there that's kind of going to give you, you know, this view looking into Romney Mountain. But what is here, and you'll see pictures of this, and you can see where we got a path mowed through here. Here's this old stone foundation on the property, and big old log timbers that you can see right there. I mean, they built things right back in the day, but there's the big old floor joist there. And I'm assuming this was the foundation for a house here at one point in time, or a barn or something or other. But it's just a really cool little hidden treasure on this property. And once again, you could see the big walnut trees in this clearing here. But I mean, this lot, I mean, and also I forgot, yeah. So there's also this little shallow, like an old hand dug well in here. So back in the day, anytime you saw like an old structure, it had to be close to water because obviously they didn't have wells back then. So it would always be close to a spring or something like that. And the owner says this is just a little shallow. Yeah, and it works. It has water in it. So that's just really, really, really neat. And I'm close to the property line. Property line's going to be right in here somewhere, but this is definitely on the property. It's really, really cool. And just look at that big walnut tree there. I mean, this is really pretty against this little hillside here, but back in the day, people were scratching out living down here in this hollow. Times are easier now, but the remnants of the past are still here. Keenan Shanholtz here again, West Virginia Land and Home Realty, headed back here into Hamilton Estates to lot 29. I just wanted you to see the flock of turkeys right here. Let me zoom in. There's a flock of young turkeys. That's the old hen there. And there go the smaller turkeys. You can see them kind of coming across here, but there's another one walking right there. But I also saw there just about 5 deer and this flock of turkeys right here. But if you like to hunt, this place is loaded with game. Keenan Shanholtz here again on 29 Hidden Hollows. You're getting the full video tour of this place today. But so now I'm at the end of West Hamilton Estates Drive. So there's a cul-de-sac here. You can see my truck parked there. And the property goes across both sides of the cul-de-sac like this. So you got a 12 by 20 shed here that the owner paid about $8 grand for. And if you tried to go buy this today, it'd probably be 10 grand. So you got to factor that in on the pricing of this thing, because these roll-off sheds are expensive. And this is a nice one, actually has windows in it and the double door here. And it's pretty well cleaned out. But take you in here. It's got insulation in it, windows. I mean, it's nice. It smells great in here too. I don't know what he sprayed in here, but it smells really good. And as you can see, you're looking at the mountain over there, but I'll explain everything right here, kind of how this is laid out. So just to this side, if you see the yellow posted signs, that's the property boundary. And then the neighbor has a shed and a camper right there, okay? And I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh my gosh, that's so close to me. I don't want to be that close to my neighbor. Well, you don't have to be. So like, and there's also this other metal shed here in the back, chairs, the whole bit. So nice little garden shed to keep your tools and stuff in, yard equipment, what have you. But so you got this little side here where the shed is, but you're not going to build right here because number one, you're not going to build that close to the neighbor, and you got more room over on this side. So I'll show you what it does. The lot's been perked. There's electric. You see the pole right there, the last pole. So it's power and perked. Good road coming back in here, and I'll kind of show you where we're at here. So right now we're back here at the end of the road, and you can see the shed right here. But I started with my video right down here, walked up through that cedar thicket alongside the hill, and the little foundations right there and the little shallow hand dug wells right there has the pump in it. And then from there, you know, all the property does, it kind of follows this ridge up to where I'm at now. But if you're going to build on this thing, you're probably going to build right over here on this side for a couple reasons. Number one, it gets you away from the neighbor. Two, you got more room to build here. And it's a little easier to get the view of the mountain looking into, I zoomed that up too much. The view looking into Romney Mountain here. So once again, the little pasture ground where I started is below us here. And then this is the point that takes you down to the old foundation and the well and stuff. And there's a path through here, which I'm walking on right now. But, and when you get out even into here, you can see a little bit better to the south through here like this. So you got all kinds of room, you know, to build a home in here and everything and be away from the neighbor and have all the privacy in the world you need. And you could see, like right down there, well, you can even see the clearing down there. Let me zoom that in. If you see the grassy area down there, that's where the foundation and the well and stuff is. And we're just up here on the little ridge and above it. And that's the cedar thicket below us there. This lot has a lot going on. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff with this. I mean, you got a view, you got the shed, you got privacy back here at the end of the road. You have the pasture down in the front, something that you can convert to pasture if you ever want to have any livestock or a garden or whatever. The little stream, the old foundation, the spring, you got cedars, pines, hardwoods, some really, really old oak trees. But this one's a winner. And you're only 10 minutes from town here. You're 10 minutes from Romney, 10 minutes from public river access. There's a gun shop even at the end of the road, you know, to get your ammo and your guns to hunt. So it's really convenient here. You know, you're less than 30 minutes from Kaiser or Moorfield, West Virginia, where there's Walmarts and a little bit bigger than Romney. But it's a good one. You better come grab it. This one is going to go very, very quick.